welcome to Peaceful Streaming. So I'm back in the mansion formerly known as Jessica's Fabulous Mansion. So yesterday I worked on the formal living room area. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with this area. This is a little tricky because of this whole situation, and I'm just not sure what I'm doing with that yet. So I'm leaving that for now, and then I'm going into the more family room area. I'm trying to figure out, I think I'm gonna put at least these up here. Trying to figure out if there's any world in which I'm not gonna close this off. And oh, don't tell me I can't. Okay, so it will let me put those back. So yeah, the thing is that please ignore the gravel. This is some kind of glitch that I don't believe there's any way to get rid of yet. So yeah, I could put a wall up here on this second floor. Yeah, so this is tricky, but I'm pretty sure that I am going to close this part off, so I'm just going to do that. Okay, so then that helps me figure out what I want to do with this. Now the rug and the coffee table and the fireplace are definites. I'll probably paint the walls like a light biscuit instead of this kind of somewhat putty color. And so the question is, to a great extent, which couch? The other thing to consider is that obviously we need chairs too. So I think this is not the right color to go with this. I think it's close, but not quite. I think that it's this couch and they're matching chairs. I think so. I mean, the other thing is I could pick up the cream. I'm thinking also that it's possible that the changing the wall color might make a difference. So I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, so this actually could have like a bookcase or an armchair or something. I mean, the other thing I was thinking is, can I move this door so that and move the door down there, because that might actually make more sense. It's going to be a pain in the behind, but I think it gives more cohesive room. I think so. I mean, the other thing is, let's go look at it from the outside. See, I don't remember why I put this window right here. I think I was lining it up with the one at the other end. I think that's what it is. And I don't think that's important, to be honest. I am never gonna get. I really have to find my ring lights. I will. I promise. It's just my husband reorganized and packed them away, and it's just been hectic, and I have to work tomorrow, and things are just a little bit crazy. So I guess it depends. What do I want to do with this room? So I have to like stand here and say, wait a minute. I can put the fireplace there. I could, maybe. Like that seems like a good idea now, and I wonder if that's actually going to work out. Like what works out the best? I'm going to take away this window. That's not helping. I think what I could do instead is I could do smaller windows and put this, put the fireplace. Was this rug big enough? Is this the largest size? I think so. Let's try. Large rug. I mean, we also have this one, which would not go with that table. I do like that rug. Okay, let's see. I mean, I can do a more casual look in this room, but I'm not sure I want to go with... See, the thing is also then if I have a rug that's got like a smaller pattern, then I don't think that table is going to work. And I really like that table. So, let's see. So this, I think, is the biggest version, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, so put you over here. Let's try putting the windows in. Now, I think there are windows that are bigger that go all the way down to the ground. Let's see about those. Let's see if those actually work. I can remember which is which. It's one of these. Nope. I'm pretty sure they go down to the ground. Yes. Oh, except they go down to the ground, but they are then they don't go up as high. So I'm wondering, there was a window. Was it this one? Which one was it that it was like ground level? Okay, so here's another one. So it's the same thing. So I guess the question is, what about French doors? I don't even know what we have as far as French doors. So let's look at that. I mean, I just don't remember off the top of my head. If we have anything. Now this, I don't understand. Oh, so this is like a French door, right? No, it doesn't like that. So it must be internal or something only. It doesn't say. Let's see. And these are metal, these Gracia doors, and the Abstracto ones. So those don't really go with this house. Hey, Nikki, how are you doing? I'm about to yawn. I apologize. I didn't get much sleep last night. My son had friends over and it was a little loud. Okay, so we don't really have French doors. I don't know. I think for now I'm gonna go with these. But I'm not sure if that's gonna actually be. Okay, so this is gonna affect the placement of the fireplace, which I don't really want. I'm doing okay. I'm recovering from my major steroid issue. My So I got many more steroids than I normally do pumped into my system, because normally they only do one disc and this time they did three, so I was kind of sick. To put it mildly. So yeah, that was it was fun. Yeah, I got really sick and I wasn't expecting it. Like normally it's I I I mean I might notice some steroid symptoms, but I hadn't ever really thought about it, so that just shows you how insignificant they've been. And this time the guy actually had to like stop, and when he was doing the injection, and because it was so painful and he like knew it was gonna be, he's like, okay, I'm gonna start injecting. If it gets too uncomfortable, let me know and I'll stop and wait until it's absorbed a little or something like that. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, okay, that's uncomfortable. Yep, that's definitely uncomfortable. So then he'd like wait, and then he'd start again. And so yeah, and at one point I was like, oh, okay, that actually hurts now. So yeah, it was not what I'm used to, and I didn't realize how sick I would get from the from the steroids. So it was a drag. So so I have multiple discs on my neck that are um, they're, I forget what the word is, but they're kind of breaking down, and they bulge, press on nerves. So, but in the past, all we've ever done at one time is one disc, like injecting the steroids around it, like bathing the disc with steroids to shrink it. So it was always like, you get it done. The worst part of the day is usually not eating, and then the next day I'd be back at work. Mostly, once in a while, I was like sore, and I take the next day off. But so this time I was like, within an hour, I said to my husband. So this time they did three, because there three of them were pressing on the nerve. So so like after like an hour, I said to my husband, I'm like exhausted. I don't remember when I've last been this tired. And I wasn't expecting to have any kind of reaction like that. So it took a little while till I realized what was going on, because there was such a difference as far as the amount of, see, up until last time, I was always under. Like my old doctor used to put me under. And so I had no idea what was going on. This doctor, and I don't disagree with this, I'm not put under. I just am given like painkillers, like IV lidocaine, and I guess it was fentanyl or something. So so last time I was like, oh, I'm not being knocked out, okay. And I mean, he's right. It's better, unless you absolutely have to, it's better not to put someone under. It's just safer. So so last time it wasn't all that different from all the other 5 or 6 times. And but this time I was like, okay, this is a lot. This is going on for a while. And so yeah, so it's, I mean, the reason it's done is because when the disc press on a nerve, that's what has caused my arm pain. And sometimes in my elbow, which sucks. But yeah, so it's really essential. It shrinks the disc, so it's no longer pressing on the nerve. And eventually, I'm gonna have to have surgery, and they'll replace the discs with either fake discs, man-made discs, or I don't know. When my mom had it done in 1990, they took a piece of bone from her hip and they like shaped it into a disc and then fused it to the other discs. And they had removed the you know, old decrepit disc. So, but she only had one, as far as I remember. I have like 4. So, but it's gonna have to be done. So, eventually, because these injections are not lasting as long as they used to, and probably because there's multiple discs now instead of just like one that need to be worked on. So I don't know. It's just, so I got a referral to a surgeon. I have to make an appointment with a surgeon as soon as I can catch my breath and have him or her, I think it's him, look at my MRI. I mean, I don't like, a lot of times I'm pretty skeptical of surgeons because, you know, a lot of times it's like, I mean, they're surgeons. What else are they going to recommend, right? Although I did go to a guy recently for something else, some growth I may have, just like a benign one on my side. And he's like, I'll be honest with you. It could make things better if I remove this, but it could make things worse. And I was like, wow, an honest surgeon. That's refreshing. But, I mean, with my neck thing, there's like no question. I mean, I couldn't even really raise any objections because it's clearly getting worse and worse. So, it's going to need to be done. And it really, I mean, my mom was like so much better afterward. So it's like my husband had both shoulders replaced. And I mean, obviously there's inflammation and there's swelling and everything after the surgery. But I mean, the shoulders don't hurt anymore. So, you know, once the inflammation and the swelling, basically the shock to your body goes away, you're in good shape. So, so anyway, that's the long way around to explain what the deal is. But it used to be that these lasted a year, not lasting a year anymore. So, so what's going on with your sleep schedule other than the fact that you obviously go to sleep pretty late? Are you trying to make it more toward like a normal sleep schedule, like going to bed, you know, like by midnight or something? I guess I'm not going to use this one, so I'll just sell it. I do tell people frequently I'm like probably the most medically defective person they've ever met. I have so many different things wrong with me. But I look at it this way: 100 years ago, we wouldn't have had that surgery, wouldn't have had these steroid injections, and I'd just be in excruciating pain like all the time. So I'm not complaining. I'm looking at it as that I'm actually very lucky. Yeah, I mean, I found my husband is one of those people that like he can switch his bedtime around and he'll still fall asleep most of the time, and I can't. So I assume you're like that. Like I can't just like all of a sudden, if I've been going to bed at 11:30, I can't all of a sudden say, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep at 9:30 tonight, unless I'm sick, you know, unless there's something really drastic going on. But yeah, no, I have to like go back by like 15 minutes at a time or something, because otherwise I just don't fall asleep, and it is really frustrating. I don't know, I guess I'll just put one here, maybe one or two there. Doesn't throw a lot of light, but I'm trying to be subtle with these. Okay. What am I gonna do about curtains? Oh no, Nikki, most important thing is you Getting your sleep schedule fixed. Definitely. There was someone who used to be on my streams a lot, and the problem was because they had insomnia. So every time I saw them, I was like, oh, like I was sure I like seeing them, but every time I saw them, it meant that they were having insomnia. So it was kind of like, oh man, not that I'm not happy to see you, but I'm not happy to see you. You know? So yeah, I know how frustrating that is. It's like one of my least favorite things. Ooh, I gotta paint this. In the world is insomnia. It's so frustrating. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, that was inevitable. Yeah, my husband and I went to bed late because we didn't know if our son's friends, any of them would need a ride or something. I'm not sure why. He didn't pick them up. My husband picked our son's friends up. So then we didn't go to sleep till midnight, and then like 3:34 I wake up and they're like being so loud. Oh god, that sucks. That sucks. Yeah, sleep is like it's for some people it's just the most fragile thing in the world, which is really a drag. Both my son, my husband, and my dad all have sleep apnea. So like we have more sleep problems in our family than not. Oops, that's not working. I'm thinking, do I want to do more of these for dividers? I think I do. Yeah. I don't know. This is just I feel like I'm just making a mirror of this room. That's kind of boring. I'm boring myself with this. I mean it's pretty, but no, it's really not. That's too bad. Yeah, that's really a shame. I think I would be going nuts if that were the case for me. I'm not really. I'm not really inspired by this. I could do the gold instead. I'm like, Black and gold. I don't think that really works in here. I don't know. I wanted this to look cozier, and that's not really cozy. I think I played the you mean the trailer? I did. I was like not I mean it didn't really tell me much. I mean I could see some of the differences, but it didn't really tell me a lot. I'm gonna just hop over to the workshop and see if there's anything new in partitions. So I mean, it's, you know, I'm looking forward to it. It's just like it didn't really. Friday, September 3rd. Yeah, yeah, so I've seen it since then. Um, Nothing new. No new partitions. Divider. I could do glass. Actually, glass might be nice instead of metal. I don't know. I'm like not. I'm just not inspired here. I feel like I'm just doing the exact same thing I did before. So I think I'll try the glass one. I do like the water ones though. Yeah, I don't really see that here. Okay. So I don't know. What did you think? Oh, half walls? Yeah. I have to admit, I need to up my game. I need to start using stuff like that. Because there is stuff in the workshop, I think half walls and things like that, and I just have not gotten around to using them. Well, that's interesting. Now that, I mean, that doesn't really. It's interesting, but obviously that's not decorative. I mean, it's cool. So let's see. Oh my god, you can kind of tell I only got like 4 hours sleep. Sorry for yawning. Stained glass wall decor, stained glass door, etched glass screen. This thing is cool. What does this look like on the wall? Oh. Oh, I was gonna say it almost seems. I'm not sure I'm gonna keep that. I probably won't because that doesn't go with this room. But I thought it wasn't gonna move up the thing. Oh yeah, I'm a little incoherent, aren't I? Hey Barry. I don't mind other than what a pool area. I wanted like a casual living room. That's the thing. So I wanted like a family room. Hey Barry, yeah. Well, I was always gonna do my regular streams. That the one earlier was just additional. Um, but I mean maybe the idea is flawed. I don't know. I mean the idea I've had in my head may just be flawed. Um, yeah, that is now I'm like I'm just not excited to do like I mean I really like this stuff. Don't get me wrong, I really like it, but it's kind of like I'm just doing the same thing I did yesterday. Maybe I'll go upstairs and see about carving out a bedroom and working on that. Oh yeah, this is confusing. So I don't think I can move this. So I think I've got to put a wall up like right here. In at a minimum, I have to put a wall here. Yeah, I mean this is a problem. But I still want to keep it a lot more open than it originally was. So no, I mean you're right. You picked up on what I was thinking, and I really like it. I mean, I think it's look. I mean, I definitely was on the way to making it look cozy and everything, but I mean, like I said, I feel like I'm just doing the exact same thing I did yesterday, and there's nothing exciting about it, and it's not anything different. So that's what's bothering me. Okay, so that looks weird. But I'm not right now. What I'm doing is a bedroom. Where am I putting it? Okay, so Now I'm trying to remember what was what. Okay, so this was the bedroom. Then this, I think, was that. Yes. So this was that long, skinny bathroom right here. That just never worked for me. So I think I'm going to carve out the bedroom. Okay, so that's a lot further than I want to go. So the problem is I can't make the hallway too small. Okay, I think. Well, okay, so you need room to come around. Ooh, I do need a wall here, don't I? Look at that. That looks weird. Shoot. That looks weird when that sticks out like that, doesn't it? I wish I can't sell this staircase. Like it says I can. Why does it even say that if I can't actually? Yeah, I can't. I mean, unless I'm missing something, but I've tried before. Okay. So I'm going to have a wall. Oh, wait a minute. So if I have a wall, okay, I think I'm beginning to get this. I think. So I can't. It doesn't let me get actually right up to that, does it? Is that what it always looked like? I guess it did. That looks dumb. Was that just sticking out in the hall like that? It was, because there was a hallway here, like a skinny hallway, right? So what was happening with this? Did they have like a column here? Maybe they just stuck a column there. Wow. Okay, so this is confusing. Okay, Nikki. I hope you're able to go to sleep. Good luck. Got my fingers crossed. So I guess I could just put a column there, right? What are these, like different sizes? Oh, yeah. Okay, that's not really the one I'm looking for. Large. Okay, so I could put. Yeah, I could do that. Okay, so I don't have to put a wall there. So let's do beige gray, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, so I'm just going to do that. Okay, why did that work before? Was it not like right next to it? There. Okay. No, it's not lined up. Oh my gosh. It's not going to let me do this, is it? Okay, so I'm just going to worry about the bedroom now. I'm going to have to go back and see what was going on with that. So let's make this the walls of the bedroom. I can't scoot any closer, so that'll screw up the windows. The question is there going to be enough room? I suppose I might have to. Oh no, wait a minute, here we go. Oh, that's going to be a little, that's too tight. Yeah, so we have to take this down by at least one. I also could move the windows, come to think of it. So move those two closer and actually make them bigger, and then move this wall over. Oh, I remember now, though, why I have that wall there. could also, yeah, I could put it, shoot. Okay, so this is going to be an issue. I have to think about this stuff. So I think what I'm going to do is, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay, I don't think I want this table. I like that table, but I just don't think it works. I don't think this one works either. So I think I guess I'll just do the dining room. I'm definitely having problems with this. So actually, this is tight. How did this get so tight? I'm going to move these back. A little. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like I don't think I really thought this through. I mean, I thought about it and I thought I knew what I wanted, but it just doesn't work. So let's find a nice dining table. I guess like a fancy one, right? So let's see. You know when it's really cloudy and then like the sun kind of comes out like just in one part and shines down? It's really kind of cool, but it's a little disconcerting too. Okay, so now this one's nice. I like it, but the color's too pink, kind of. Let's see. Dining table glass. I think I still want to stick with the wood. There are a lot of tables. RH glass table. Okay, so that's a little lighter than I want. See, there's the other one I was looking at. Console table. Okay, so I'm going to go to furniture, dining room, tables. I kind of thought that there were some in the workshop that I really liked. I mean, I saw some, but I don't think any of them are really going to work for this. So this is sort by newest. Let's look at this one. Tabletop blackwood, cedar, chocolate larch. That's not, I don't think that's what I want. Full ash, no. Okay, so the problem with this might end up being the, well, that's a lot redder than I want. A lot redder than I want. Chocolate large, cedar. Seems kind of boring. I swear to God, I'm like, is this going to be one of those streams where I'm just like nothing? I'm not happy with anything. How about a table with a marble top? So gold and, oh wait a minute, gold and cream. I think that would be nice in this house. Okay, so it's very light, but I think I like it. If I find the right rug, I think it'll be nice. Okay, so, ooh, wait a minute. I think I know which one. Oh, this stupid thing went off again. Oops. I have to work tomorrow. I don't feel like working tomorrow. I feel like I did not have enough of a day off today. Okay, so I think this is the one I was thinking of. but is it too late? Let's see. So if we do cream and gold. Oh, that's not cream. Cream. Yeah, I don't think that goes. It's too white. Okay, so let's find another one. I actually think I don't know if either of the Dove ones are really gonna work. The Dove rugs. Maybe this one, but that's, I mean, it's interesting. Let's see if that works. If not, then I think I know which of the other ones. I think this is just too green. Okay, so then let's do large rug. And this one, is this the one that isn't yellow enough? Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work with gold and cream. Okay, let's see. Okay, we also could go with the brown. This large rug 33, that's in the bathroom. Now this one, that's too yellow. Nope. Nope. It's too yellow here. I mean, it'd be nice in some other situations, but nope. This one, I think it might be the same thing where it's just too... Oh no, this one's brown. No, it's too pink. Let's see. Okay, so... it's either going to be this one. Let's see. That's still... Okay, here we go. Yeah, I think that works. I know it's a little kind of monochromatic in a way, but... Oh yeah, this is going to be fun. My favorite thing. Trying to center tables on rugs. Where's that? Okay, so this light is too bright for this. That's just not working. Oh my god, like I never get it right. How do I like never get this right? Maybe those legs are not the best. Light, dark gray. I mean, they're the only warm ones though. Come on, tell me that this works. You know what? And the rug doesn't work with this. I'm having one of those days, aren't I? Okay, let's try this again. I've already gone 43 minutes and gotten nothing done. Yep. I do like this rug. I wonder if I should just go with... a more basic dining table. Okay, so let's go in furniture, dining room, table. And actually, I think I know what chairs to use. This one, have I ever used this? It's very basic. I mean, I find it a little boring, I'll be honest. Here's this one. But it's going to be the same colors, right? So that's not going to work. Is there something more yellow? Dark gray. Brown. That's like a pink brown. Brownish granite. It's no. It's going to have to be a wood. It was pretty good. Okay. So I had to answer those. I had to write out my answers to those interview questions, and that took a long time. It took like 2 hours, so that was a pain. Yeah. Let's do a darker top. Actually, okay. So here's the problem. Dark. Let's do dark because this is actually cool tones in a way. I am not. This is not working. I really like that. That's the only thing. I think I'm gonna finish this living room area, because I actually really like it. It just looks so cozy. Let's look for West Elm. Love seat and chairs. It's a little matchy. That's the only thing. But I still like it because the point of this room is to be comfy and warm. Let's see, wait a minute. Move that back a little. Move this one over. Okay, so this is still not centered. And then I think there are pillows. And I actually was looking at the description of the job and I was like, I did apply for this, but I don't know. This might not be something I have a real shot at, but I wanted to obviously do a good job anyway. Are these too big? No, I think they're okay. Here we're running into the whole problem again with what's put over the mantelpiece, because I have these windows that are like squeezed again. Is there actually room for a TV? Maybe a small TV. Nope. TV. Hanging TV. Small. Okay, so there is room for a TV, so that's good. There. Okay. So let's see, bookcase or shelf. I can't remember which one. I can't remember how big this one is. How big is this one? That's small. But it's actually nice. So let's do is this gonna fit? Yes, it is. There's one. And let's see. Now this may be too big for this. Yeah, oh, I guess it goes all the way across. Is this backward or not? Okay, that's backward. That's a little weird. Okay. Let's see. I did it again. I think this might be too big. I might put on the coffee table though. Let's do this and okay, then I'm trying to decide what do I put on those top shelves. I was hoping to put like not the top ones, but the next ones down. Oh, here, this is nice. Okay. So actually, I don't know if this is gonna fit. Is it like not letting me put it on the shelf? It is. I just have to be careful. Okay. Okay, that's tricky. There. And I just realized that I can't put anything on the top because that actually is a... It does not have any... whatchamacallit. You can't put anything there. Okay. So then we need... Gosh, what tables do we have to match this? What side tables? Not a lot. Let's see. So this is more casual. So do we have anything to match the Senna ones? Hang on. Single sideboard, double sideboard. Okay, so that's a no. Although, how big are these? Oh, okay. That's a little too rustic, but it might be the wood. Okay, so let's go to furniture, living room, tables. That's very orange. So maybe with the mahogany. That's awful small, and it's a little too matchy with the thing. This, nope, obviously. No, these I think are the ones I use in the other room, and mahogany, so that's gonna look exactly the same. Well, what color should I use? He's been doing well. Yeah, he's been doing well. He's you know, so his friends came over last night, and he had a good time. Some of these people he's been friends with for a long time, so that's always nice. Yeah, so he's doing well. Oh, my neck just cracked. I hate it when that happens. Now this light I think is too bright. Not to mention it's not a favorite of mine. So ceiling lamps. I think, no, those are gonna be too bright. Oh, wait a minute, you know I haven't used this one in a long time. And I think that actually throws a nice light. Let's move it over a little. Okay, so I still do not have... Okay, I guess it is lined up. Like maybe the table is not completely lined up with the fireplace. So let's do that. I need the table. Like if so, I should move these closer to each other instead of having them so far away. These tables are problematic. Wait a minute. So I'm not going to be able to... I know. Hang on. Wait a minute. That's not the right place. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to really... I don't think wood's going to work. So... I'm thinking... that I do this in gold, I guess, on the ends. Yeah, I'm not going to try to get wood to work with this, wood tables. I just don't think it's going to work. And it matches the bookcase, so there's that. Then we need, I think I'm going to do big lamps, fairly big lamps. Standing lamps, table lamps. So I don't know if I'll be able to find something I like though. Golden metal. These actually work out. I can't remember. Let's look at this. Yeah, I think that works. Like, it doesn't work with a lot of stuff, but especially it goes nicely with the fireplace also. I think I'm gonna put a huge plant there. Plants, large. Do I have a huge plant, one that I actually like? That's the question. That's the problem. Well, so I'm gonna have to go with one of the newer ones. I guess that one's probably good. And I think I'd like to put a mirror there. That actually doesn't necessarily work. Like, doesn't like naturally work with us. But I think I mean, it's not a natural choice for this. That's the only problem. I wish we had one that was a little more modern. So we do actually have kind of a lighting problem. Oh, wait a minute. No, we don't. I just realized something. There we go. Oops, I'm lagging a little for some reason. Okay, so that's gonna have to go there. Now, again, I'm not sure where this room's going to end. So that's the thing. I think I'm going to put a poof there. Maybe a dark brown leather one. So yeah, my son seems to be doing well, and he seems to be getting better, better and better. He just seems to be comfortable. It's been a while. It's been a rough couple of years for him. So yeah, it's really nice. It's it's like when you have children, it's like if your children are in pain, there's no way you're always in pain. Like so for him and for us, obviously it's nice. I'm gonna put a runner, not a rug runner here. I'm not sure if that really makes sense, but so like maybe this one. I know this is a weird choice. I'm just, and it's kind of unlike me to put that much stuff there. I think I'm gonna put a fern up there. I wish some of these new plants were not so huge, but they are, unfortunately. So I am going to put a big fern up here. And the lighting's still problematic. So I think, I mean, this is not going to make a huge difference, but I'm going to put a couple more mini halogens up. Yeah, so Barry, I kind of had homework today. It was tedious. I honestly thought that I had like all the answers, and these were tough questions. So I did my best. I'm pretty sure. I'm fairly sure. What is this thing called? Sculpture? Nope, that wasn't it. It was figure? Nope. Is it under vase? I don't think it was, but maybe it is. Yeah, here it is. Gold vase statue. How big is this? Oh, that's actually good. That actually is good. And then, something else. It's a little sterile. That's the problem, and it looks very much like the thing from yesterday. But I may just redo it. Plus, I am redoing this kitchen at some point. It's just so blah. It's so bland. I did it off the cuff. I chose these cupboards like what I didn't choose anything till I was on stream, and it's just so boring. So I'm thinking I may like it's a tough house. I mean, I don't mind that because I like having a challenge, but it is a bit of a tough house. So I mean, I'm not sorry I ripped it down because it wasn't a good I don't think the layout was that great before. But I think I really need to put some thought into this. I mean, I like my cozy room and everything, but it's another living room. So that's the problem. I mean, in a real house, I'd like to have this, but I don't know if it's that interesting. That's the problem. So, so Barry, what are you doing tonight? You're probably getting close to going to sleep, right? guess it's early, huh? 6:35. Yeah, it's kind of early. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take um, a um, a brief break, and then I'm gonna play Disney Dreamlight Valley. So because yeah, I have to get up. What time do I have to get up tomorrow? Probably 5:30 on the Sunday. So I want to get to bed relatively. Yeah, self-care. Good for you. Um, yeah, so I have to get up at like 5:30 tomorrow. So yeah, that's why I started the stream early. So I'm gonna take a brief break, then I'm gonna do Disney Dreamlight Valley, and so maybe I'll see you. If not, then have a good night. And I'm still, even though I'm getting off work tomorrow at like 4 ish. So I am gonna be doing a stream, probably one, maybe two. So because then I still have to go to work the next day too. So anyway, I will be back in a little bit. If I don't see you, Barry, have a good night. I just want to say thank you to everyone who stopped by, everyone who's watching the VOD. Sorry this wasn't as exciting as I wanted it to be. I really wanted to do something more interesting, but I think I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board. It's a pretty room, it's a pleasant room, it's a cozy room, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just rethink the whole house. Who knows? So, yeah, I hope everyone's doing well and taking care of themselves. And I will